Welcome to Trading Lounge and the commodities report on metals and oil. Starting with silver here today, we're looking at a five-wave structure to the downside in terms of wave 1, wave 2, 5 waves in here for wave 3, and wave 4 and wave 5. Now, yesterday and the day before and so forth, we were talking about the move down through here being an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. If that was the case, what we were going to do is that if we found tested support on 1650, the medium level, which carries a lot of weight, then we would be looking at going long. Now, that's obviously not the case, and we're looking at 5 waves to the downside. So from wave 4 here down to wave 5 here, if I take this as the high, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So once these 5 waves are completed down here, we should see an A and a B and a C bounce back up towards the 50-61 point retracement level here. So it would look a little bit like this here. Now I've taken wave 4 from here in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. But we also need to be mindful too that it may be this high over here as an A and a B and a C wave for wave 4. And what that would mean an extra wave to the downside. So when we get down here, there'll be a 4 and a 5 here before we see the A, the B and the C coming into play here, because this would be wave 1 over here and wave 2 to here. So not a big difference, but on short term on the short side and medium term on the longer side here, and then on the shorter side once we've got this ABC correction here. So I think it's important to sort of take note of the 2 possible wave counts that we've got down here, being wave 5 of 3, 4, 5 here, or 1, 2 and 5 waves for the 3rd wave, the 4th and the 5th here, and lining that up with gold as well. But this market has now turned bearish. So looking at gold, for instance, we were looking for an A wave to here, a triangle for blue wave B here of minute degree, and then looking for wave C up through to here. Now, because silver's going to push down a little bit, it would seem that it would place pressure on gold as well to a point, and we could see lower wave E here. At the moment it kind of completes quite nicely for the C wave in 3 waves to here, the D wave here, ABC for the E wave here. So yeah, look, the main point here though is that we've been waiting for the E wave to complete. So the trade setup, the safe trade setup would be tested support on 1200. So that's what we'd be looking for any long trades to the upside. If I can just drill in here a little bit further. So looking at this here as wave C to here, D in 3 to here, an A and a B and a C to here for wave E of the larger B wave here. So we still have possibly further downside here. So the long trade is the market's working itself into a corner. We don't have the setup yet. We need to wait for that. We need the evidence. We need confirmation. So we'd be looking like up for 1 and back for 2 there. So we're looking. This is the setup that we need here, and it's not there yet, but we're closer to it at this stage. So let's just allow it to roll out, and if it fits in here nicely at the 1200 as tested support, then we go long. The copper market, it's been sold off sharply. Now I've had the bearish count for this market, and then looking at this particular structure in here, which we had this big spike in here, which we decided to pretty much ignore really in terms of bringing the wave 4 into here, and it would just, because of an A and a B and a C in here within reason, and wave 5 for here. So I was looking at this now as an A and a B wave in 3 and a C wave up here. So our larger bearish count is still in play, but I would need to see, for it to become bearish, I'd need to see it break down further. Not so much the 272 number, of course that carries a lot of weight, of course, 72 carries weight, but when you get 272 or 772 together, it carries double the weight, and this is what we've been seeing through here. If this is an impulse wave down here that's probably not finished, then we'll be looking for a counter trend here, and then another move down through to here. So let's see once this impulse wave completes here, because it can still be up for wave 1 here and back for wave 2 here, but the speed of this down here really suggests that the supply has come in and is a little bit overwhelming for any buyers here. So let's just see how this sort of plays out. I mean, the main reason for this one, not that we trade copper, it's really all about the material sector in commodity dollar countries in terms of equity and stock, to see what we've got there. But yeah, another session or two and we'll be a little bit closer still. The platinum market, just on the weekly robo here, we're still short. We came pretty close to being flicked into the long side straight away, but we're still on the short side. And yeah, on Friday we can look to add on any new low that we make. In fact, we don't have to even wait for that. This would be this low here would be 139.7, so say 139, just under the 140, so 139. So you can look to add at I'll just put this in here while I'm here. Add 1139. You could probably get a better feel than that, but just I've got to play it by the book. But there we go, and I'll just save that, put that there, and it's all good. So that's that. In terms of the wave count here, it's a little bit complicated. So what I've looked at now is that this move all the way up here, I'm looking at this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave, maybe just for the A wave. I don't know that just yet though, but this is you know, really finding some resistance every time it sort of pops up here. But the other main thing here too is that I don't have 5 waves here. I only have 3 waves here. So what that tells me is, it tells me that whatever happens in the space in the following here would also be corrective as well, and that's why I've labeled it down for the A wave to a B wave here, and then 5 waves for a C wave here, and then up through here. Well, in that case we better not add to that, we best not add here at all then. It's just too risky, so we'll delete that. So no adding, we'll just play it out. So coming back into here, sorry for doing work on the hop, but a fair bit to get through. So main point here though is we are looking at a 5 wave sequence to the downside here, and then we can look for wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as wave C here, okay, as wave C here. So let's just see how that pans out as well. Alrighty, well that's it. Just covering the metals and oil. No, we haven't covered oil yet. So okay, so the main point here is that we know that we're in a large rally, and we're looking up between 58 and 62 as a target. Now we've been looking up as wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and looking for the extension in wave 5. But the more I look at this just in view here, it really makes me think that we need to put wave 1 here now, and wave 2 to here, and this all being wave 3 to the upside here. Wave 3 where wave 5 is, and wave 4 here. So so we can move further up through here in a larger wave 4 here. Our main goal here though is counting up to counting this sequence here, whatever it is, up to this point here. Now if you're long in this market, which you should be above the $50 mark here, because the wave count can still expand out here, then I suggest that you just use the weekly robo method to trade up from this point here. So technically you should have your stop here, and at the end of the week you can bring it up to here. So let's just see what the midweek brings at this point. But yeah, consider the trend is still expanding to the upside, because we've got this long wave here with all the probably a lot of volume in this one here. So it's definitely like a third wave coming in here of strength. And when we hit the number 58, 8 is always a profit-taking number, because it's always the even number. It's the first even number before the next whole number. That's the way I figure it anyway. But if I see a number 8, I know the bids are going to get hit there. Alrighty, cheers.